Hello again. In my last video, I went over how to brainstorm ideas for moving projects. Today, I'll be talking about the second step, how to specify motion for a moving project. If you followed the last video successfully, you should now have a project idea you want to build. I've split this topic into two videos because this process is very important. In order to successfully determine which parts to buy, you need to know how your project is going to move. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting money buying things that you don't need at all. Now, you're probably wondering why. Why is this all so important? That's because in a motion-based project, it's very hard to change things once you've committed and bought parts. If you decide mid-project to add a feature, then you will have to scrap almost everything you've done so far. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. You should be able to salvage something at least, right? Nope. You might be able to reuse some parts, but for the most part, you're starting over. Listen carefully. This is because moving projects demand specific details. In order for a project to support motion, all of its parts have to fit together and everything has to be in harmony in order for the motion to be successful. For example, think of mice. Say we want to have mice grow wings like angels. Well, that would mean redesigning the circulatory system, the nervous system, the muscular structure, the skeletal structure, the respiratory system, hormonal systems, as well as adjusting caloric requirements, nutritional requirements, skin coverage. I could go on, and I'm sure I missed something because I'm not a biologist here. Anyways, each of these systems and structures are complex in their own right. Making any changes live would surely kill your subject. Much easier to go back and start editing DNA and breed new mice. Wait a minute. So, how do we make sure this never happens? In the professional world, they actually have something for this. It's called building project requirements, which is what we need to do here. But we aren't going to need professional level requirements. That's just too much. Throughout my years of building, I've found these two steps to work just as well. 1. Ask yourself, how is your project going to move? 2. Write it down. Let's go through an example, because this is really important and you need to know this. Say you want to build your own motorized scooter. Alright, ask yourself, how is your project going to move? Well, scooters move forward to get you from A to B, right? Okay, there's your first requirement. 1. Move forward from A to B. Okay, but how about turning? Roads aren't straight lines all the time, so turning is definitely needed. There's the second. 2. Be able to make right-hand and left-hand turns. Anything else? Maybe you want to do cool tricks with it. In that case, it would pay to have a freely rotating part somewhere, like one of those trick bikes. And that's the third requirement. 3. Have a freely rotating handlebar. Now you could add more, but for simplicity, we'll stop here. Our motion requirements are now 1. Move forward from A to B. 2. Be able to make right-hand and left-hand turns. 3. Have a freely rotating handlebar. In part 2, I will go over on how to take your project movements and get parts out of these. If you like this, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Feel free to throw some suggestions too. Thanks!